Jai Gajanan. Ganeshaya Namastubhyam. Herambaya Ekadantine. Swanandavasine Tubhyam. Brahmanaspataye Namaha. Today we shall see the story of Suka. Suka or Sukha. Suka. Many orators speak as Suka. So we'll stick to Suka. Suka was the son of Vyas Muni. Vedavyasa, we saw the Vedavyasa in the earlier, how he had Vishnu's incarnation, part incarnation, was born to Parashar as Vyasa Muni. But this Vyasa, whose son was Suka, is Bhadrayana Vyasa. All Vyasas are Ansh incarnations of Vishnu. So Suka was born to Vyasa Muni. Suka, when he was born itself, imagine being born to Vyas. So when a person is born to someone like Vyasa Muni, then you are born with knowledge. You are born with everything. A certain, just like the laptop comes with all programs loaded. So you don't have to, you have to just start it. So he has come. So the moment he was born, he was an or you can say an embodiment of Shiva himself, because Vyas Muni had prayed, had meditated, and did austerities to Shiva, propitiated Shiva for a son to be. So naturally, the son who was born had all the qualities of Shiva. So he was not interested in anything. The moment he took birth only, he started avoiding people. He was detached. He felt that it is not necessary to mix up with anybody. If you get involved with anything, it will get you entangled and bondage and everything. So he always used to kept aloof. He had the conviction that all these materialistic things will only result in bondage, and whatever knowledge he had, that also will go away. So he didn't want to get involved in anything worldly. Vyasa Muni would go after him. He says, "You can't remain like this. You will have to go through the various varnashramas." Varnashramas means your as a student, the student phase, that is your brahmachari, and then you have to go through the grahastha, that is as a householder. Then you become a vanaprastha, that is go to the forest for meditation or doing austerities. Then take sannyas, and then you can do all the kind of austerities that you want without anyone bothering you. But it is necessary to go through these stages in life, because then only progressively you will mature. Otherwise, the mind itself will come in the way. How it will come in the way? You will think that you know everything, but then suddenly a situation will come up and you will not know how to face it. So that is why it will destroy you. It will then, when you will think that you have achieved everything, and you will try to be behaving like a yogi. But when a situation comes and you don't know how to handle it, there is a patan, that is a fall in the stage, from the stage of a yogi. And when that fall happens, it is very difficult to pick up once again. It's a very rigorous process of uplifting oneself once again. So he says, do not forsake the varnashramas, because it is necessary, and mind is fickle. And even if you are a yogi, the mind will still be there. If the mind is not has not gone through the process of purification, it will be fickle. It will have all those kind of tendencies. It is necessary to take care, and so you better go through this process. But Shuka did not. That this option was not good enough for him. He was fearful. So what he did, he uh, he didn't bother. He didn't listen to he didn't listen to Vyas Muni. So Vyasa, out of desperation, what he did was he prayed to Brahmadeva. He prayed to Brahmadeva and said, "See, my son is like this, Shuka. He is not going through any miss the stages of growth from as a in the normal life. He's so detached, he's not involved in anything. So what should I do? So Brahmadeva said, don't worry anything about Suka. He is an incarnation of Shambhu. He will never deviate from the path. So just be rest assured. And he disappeared. He assured him this and he disappeared. So Shuka, after paying obeisance, performed puja of Brahmadeva and all, and he was satisfied in the sense that he was sure that nothing will happen to um, Suka. Now Suka, what he did, he went to the banks of Narmada River, built himself an kutia there, and he stayed there, and he followed the Ashtanga Yoga sadhana. He followed the path of yoga. Ashtanga Yoga sadhana, there are 8 stages in that Ashtanga Yoga sadhana. We all know about it, but we'll just go through it quickly once again. First is yama, niyam. Then there is niyama. Uh, uh, See, yam, niyam, pranayam, asana, pratyahar, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. Now, these 8 stages, yam means restraining, means not indulging in everything. Restraints, that is oral disciplines, that is don't speak in excess, don't eat in excess, these physical things. Normal discipline, a disciplined person, how he would behave, that is yam. That is very basic disciplines. It's not the kind of yogic, or I mean advanced. These are very basic disciplines. Don't eat much, be clean, and everything. Then niyama. Niyama is positive duties. Whatever duties you have to do, duties towards your body, duties towards your society, duties towards your parents, duty towards your surroundings, these things, basic duties as a person living in a society, in a place. Then asana, then posture, how you are sitting with the spine erect, being able to fold your legs so that you feel grounded. Means you must be grounded. So you have a steadiness. Postures are, see, there are different postures. So many postures are there. But among them, we may select 10 or 20 of them and do that. Now, those postures are such that your limbs are in their place, means that is that is they are not shifted from their positions, and it helps you in alignment of the body in a proper way so as to function in an optimum manner. So that is different asanas to maintain flexibility of the body also, and also sthirata, stability in the body. You don't fidget yourself. So if when some portion of your body, your leg or your hand is irritating, or it's not stable, you'll be fidgeting with that place. Means it will be either restless, it will not be available when necessary, that way. So some people, we know that keep on shaking their legs, you know, these kind of these are because of they are not stable. The legs are not stable. So, and that legs is connected right up to the middle of Longota. So this posture is necessary where you are so stable. You can, and that too, when you want to go for further advancements in yoga, you need to be steady for a long period of time. Now, I'm myself spending 1 hour with you. So I must be able to sit here for 1 hour without shaking, or without having to get disturbed. So that steadiness of posture, so that only when the posture is steady, the mind within the body will function without any getting distracted because of bodily functions. Because of bodily irritation or bodily disturbances, the mind should not should not deviate. So in order for a steady mind can be only in a steady body. So then next, so that is why asana. After asana, we come to pranayam. Pranayam is breathing. Not only breathing, but conscious breathing, so that we are able to regulate the breathing. We are able to modulate the incoming and outgoing breath, so that we can use the breath for healing ourselves, for steadying ourselves. For, see, we have seen how close a connection is between our breath and the mind. When the mind is focused on your breath, no thoughts come. And it is with the mind we can regulate the length of inhalation and exhalation. It is also possible to, with the mind, to connect with our awareness. Be aware of this awareness. Otherwise, we are not knowing what is awareness at all. How is that awareness? And then to separate that awareness from that breathing and the mind, so that you develop a witness state. So these are all processes of pranayama, breathing techniques, various breathing techniques, that anulom vilom, the you hold the breath, and all these things. Then pratyahara, sense withdrawal, withdrawal of senses from the sense objects. Our mind goes to where our eyes see. I see something and we want to buy that. Or the moment you are on the road, when you see in the shopping mall something on the window shopping, or even what is available, what is displayed, we want to buy that. So the mind immediately follows where the eyes goes. So we need to be able to control those sense organs. Not only uh, not getting influenced by the sense objects is one thing, withdrawal from the attraction of the sense objects, then control of the sense organs itself. Then, so withdrawal, sense withdrawal, that is pratyahara. Then you have, so it not only of the hearing or speaking, even eating. We eat sometimes, we uncontrollably, eating. We want to, our taste buds wants a particular thing, and we can't remain quiet without getting that thing, no, without eating that. So that sense of taste, all these things also. Then you have dharana. That is, you hold your mind on one object for a prolonged period of time. We begin with breathing, easiest thing, because breathing is the most natural thing. When you hold the mind focused on your breathing, and the technique we use is not counting. When we use a counting, naturally the whole of the mind is focused on your breathing. It is held in one place. It doesn't go here and there. Then another object is your candle light, a flame, a flame in front of you. Focus on that. Tratak, that is called tratak. You just go focus, look at that continuously for a certain period of time. There again, that is limited, because you can't exceed a certain number of minutes, because the eyes, it will harm the nerves, optical nerves. So we should not prolong it more than, don't go to a discomforting level. Of course, the eyes itself as a mechanism, the tears will start coming. The lacrimal glands will start flowing. So you will automatically stop. But sometimes the eyes go dry. And then you're not even aware that you have exceeded your time. Then it will cause harm to your retina and eyes, and then eyes, the nerves are connected to the brain. So don't exceed a certain, when you do tratak and all, we can't exceed a certain time. Or other objects are there. Sometimes the sound of the fan, sound of something, sound of water falling, water dripping, drop by drop. So these are all external objects by which you can have a focused concentration. That is dharana. Then you have dhyana. Dhyana is meditation, meditative absorption. Just like how we do it daily, we are absorbed in meditation, where it leads to a state of thoughtlessness. We come to a state where there is no thoughts. You just are aware, you're fully aware, awake. You know what is going on. Sounds are happening. You are able to hear everything. You can smell everything, but you are in a state where of just simply being, thoughtless awareness. That is meditation. Then is samadhi. Samadhi is a state where you go into a deeper state of silence, or a state of pure potential. It is a state of conscious awareness, consciousness, awareness of the consciousness. That is samadhi. Now, samadhi, now in Mudgal Puran, or in Ganesh Gita, which is a text within Mudgal Puran, just like Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata, here in Ganesh Gita, which is in the 9th part, we come across Samadhi states. So we in the Ashtanga, so it is assumed that you have reached the state of Samadhi. So that much progress has happened. Then you take off. So in Ganesh Gita, we have stages of Samadhi, that is Samprajnat Samadhi and Asamprajnat Samadhi. These are two states which I describe as Samprajnat means super conscious meditative union. Samadhi means meditative union with that consciousness. So you become that consciousness. And meditative union is Samadhi, and super conscious meditative union is Samprajnat Samadhi, and supra conscious meditative union is Asamprajnat Samadhi. Then in Samprajnat Samadhi, there are 4 types of Samprajnat Samadhi means a state of Samadhi where we make use of Upadhi. Upadhi means tools, objects, or something which we know. Tools means not tools as an object, tools as something known to the mind, whose impression is already there in the mind. So that is used as a tool. So in Samprajnat Samadhi, we make there are 4 types of Samprajnat Samadhi: Savitarka Samadhi, Samadhi, Savichara, Sananda, and Asmita. These are 4 varieties of Samprajnat Samadhi. Then Samprajnat Samadhi can also be of 2 types, that is gross and subtle. Gross and subtle. The gross, like these gross means gross in terms of experiences, which is already there as knowledge in your antakara, in your mind, you can say. Then Samprajnat Samadhi, you reach a state of the source, but here it is Savitarka, Samprajnat, that is with Upadhi. That means you have not gone, you can't exist without an Upadhi and without any support. It is a supportive Samadhi, supportive Samadhi. Asamprajnat Samadhi is beyond, without any support. Asamprajnat Samadhi is without any support. So there is a stage of incorporeal, that means without a body, going beyond a body. There is no, we are not taking the support of anything, not even the mind, not even the thought, not even the memory or anything. So it is Niralamba, Nirbija, and Samadhi. There are two types. There are this Niralamba without support and Nirbija without seed. Even the seed is not there. Seed of the thoughts seed is also not there. So these are stages of Samadhi. We go through each of them. In Samprajnat Samadhi, we go as an ascending order. You go in an ascending order. And finally, you also go to stages of Samadhi where you take the support of the elements also, tanmatras, the primordial elements. And then you go to a stage of cosmos, that is a space and time. Uh, in Samadhi states, you go into space and time, and the cosmic self, identify with the cosmic self. I had explained to you about something as a Virata Purush, and also Vaishwanara, the cosmic self. So when you identify that with the cosmic self, then you will reach a state, because in cosmic self we go up to Brahma, the Brahmadeva, where we go up to Satya Loka, where then leading to a bliss. So it will be leading to a state of pure consciousness. So these are all the stages in Samprajnat and Asamprajnat Samadhi, which Suka was practicing in near Narmada, near the river Narmada, where he went and he started observing all these practices. Eventually, he there is a Swata Uttana and Parata Uttana. The stage of ascension. Stage of ascension is Swata Uttana. You make use of tools and techniques to uplift yourself and ascend it to a certain stage. Then you come to a stage of, so this all these practices Suka was doing on the banks of river Narmada. He reached a stage of Videha. That is, Videha is going beyond the body. So for that, then he got stuck up. So he didn't know what to do when he reached that state. Because he started, when you go Videha, you go beyond the body, he started wandering everywhere, wandering on the earth without a body. Body is in one place on the banks of river Narmada, but he is wandering. So he didn't know how to handle that state. So he goes to, who is the best teacher of Videha Samadhi? Is Raja Janak. That is why Raja Janak, he is the father of Vaidehi. That is why he is Videha Brahma. He had achieved that state as a Raja. Even as a king, he had achieved the state of Videha. He was able to transcend the body. So that is why Sita is known as Vaidehi, because she was Janaka's daughter, like Janaka's daughter Janaki, like that. Videha, as a Videha Brahma, Sita is also known as Vaidehi. So he went to King Janaka and asked about this stage. I've come here to learn how to progress from the state, or what is my next step that I should do. So he became because he was this Videha state was unsupported. So he went to Janaka, and Janaka convinced that Sankhya is Videha, and can exist without the support of Deha. So he says that Videha state itself is Sankhya Brahma, and so it will have no support. So you don't have to worry about it. You are still not, you are in that state, you are not connected with the body or the Deha at all. So he was satisfied with this, and with this knowledge and enlightenment, he acquired the state of realization. He comes back to his place. But even now, at this state, he was also realizing that he was a knower. There is a kshetrajna, that is, there is a field of knowledge, and there is a knowing. Now he started thinking that what is this three different things? This three things are there. That is the wisdom, that is which is known, and the knower. So when he gets this knowledge, this awareness of knowledge itself, he says that how to work when I am having this kind of enlightenment. So one day, if one says that Brahma exists in the state of yoga, it cannot be now. Now in this position, he is the knower, he has the knowledge, he knows the field of knowledge. But in this position, he is a bit confused. If Brahma is in this state, and supposing if he goes beyond this state, beyond the state of knower, knowing, kshetrajna, and when he reached that state, it was a state of desirelessness. It was an inert state. So he started wondering, if Brahmadeva is in this inert state, he will not have the urge of creation will not happen. How did it happen? So when this, because Sankhya Brahma, that is, when he had reached that Sankhya Brahma state, it is bereft of attributes. There is no qualities in that. There is no Saguna, there is no Nirguna. It is a state of Nirguna, actually, absolute Nirguna. So then, what is the state? He was a bit confused in that. So he comes back to Vyasmuni. He comes back to his father. And he says, Father, I have done all the stages of yoga. I have practiced all the Ashtanga Yoga Sadhana, then Sampragnat Samadhi, Asampragnat Samadhi. I reached a state of Videha state, Sankhya Brahma, and still I am a bit feeling that something is missing. So Maharshi Vyasa, he comes back to his father, Veda Vyasa, and he surrenders to him. He's saying that only you will be able to tell me that which will remove me this confusion in this and give me peace. So he bows down to his father. Then Vyasa gives a discourse on yoga of yogi. He says, Suka is coming to and asked Vyasa, "Oh father, I have query regarding the attainment of yoga. Who has given the Shanti yoga, which is the most superior form of yoga? You are a Yogindra. Please tell me about it. I'm confused and I'm wandering aimlessly." So Vyasa, he describes Shanti Yoga to him. He says, Vyasa tells Sukha that even I had this confusion. I went to Brahmadeva. Brahmadeva imparted me the knowledge of Ganesh Yoga, and which I followed and attained Shanti Yoga or Purna Shanti Yoga. So Brahma imparted me this knowledge, and ever since I've been practicing that, and I have been able to achieve the state of a yogindra. So here, he it is called Ganesh Yoga or Purna Yoga, or you can say Shanti Yoga. Gana means collective. Gan means collective or aggregate. So when you reach an aggregate of, or you can say the yoga of Sanyoga, this synthesis is what gives you that state of ayoga. State of ayoga, that is a state where you can go beyond this collective. That is the attainment of Ganeshwara. And when you reach that state, you will attain total peace. So after explaining this, Shuka, to Shuka, the peace bestowing way, then after that he gave him, he told him, so this I've given you this knowledge. Now you have understood it as a knowledge. Then he instructs him in Vedapada Stotra, Vedapada Stotra of Vishnu, and he learns that stotra from his father, and he goes and chants that stotra, and by chanting, which describing the glory of Ganesha, which we had already seen, Vishnu Stuti, which we had earlier seen, how Vishnu had sung in praise of Ganesha when Ganesha manifested before him. So he sings that stotra, and he finally attains Shanti Yoga. So in this way, we end this 35th chapter of the legend of Shuka. In the second khand of the Purana Upanishad, Srimad Mudgal Puran, describing the legends of Ekadanta, chapter 35 of part 2. We'll see the next chapter, which is the legend of Gautama, in the next session. Let's meditate for the next 30 minutes. Putting everything to one side, bring your attention to yourself. See that you're seated comfortably, relaxed, spine erect, feet on the floor. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Bring all your attention to your breathing. Eyes gently closed. Feel the incoming breath Count 1 to 12 as you inhale and 1 to 12 as you exhale. With your focused attention, look at something that keeps coming back to you as regret. What you regret or what pulls you down every time, several times, either several times in a day or a few times in a week. Something that you hold on to as sorrow or sadness, something you cling on to or which keeps recurring over and over again. A pain of losing something or a pain of having lost something. That feeling of pain, which may not be a physical pain, an emotional wound, which almost you go back to as though for support. When you find yourself in a difficult situation or in a place where things are getting out of hand, oh, this thing is not meant for me. I'll never be able to do that. I've never succeeded in the past. I'll never be able to do it again. That kind of pain or a kind of barrier that you develop in yourself, a kind of safe cocoon to go back into where you can lament without anybody disturbing. A go to place of self pity, a place where you feel comfort in pitying yourself. There are people who love being sad. They can shift gears in the flash of a second. Just being sad. It's a place of comfort. They don't want to let it go because at one point of time, they had got attention from outside for having been in that state. That attention seeking is that of feeling of self importance that you get, which is a natural tendency developed as a child. As a child, when you felt discomfort, you cried, you attracted attention, the mother runs to you. That gradually, when allowed to develop over a period of time, may make you anchored in a situation where you find a similar circumstance, maybe a loss, a serious loss, or serious disability, a loss of position or importance, and you wallowed in that sorrow or self pity, and you attracted attention. You got the same sense of feeling of importance when people attended to you, and that comfort you experienced was comforting. So it's a safe place to slip into every now and then. It's a feeling within yourself that you yourself has created a comfort zone. Now the question is, why shouldn't we have a comfort zone? Should we or shouldn't we? Think. Think for yourself the advantages or the benefits of having this comfort zone and the problems of having it. List out how did you benefit by going into that self pitying state? What benefits you get out of it? One main thing is when you're wallowing in that self pity, you're not aware of yourself. You are numb to your own awareness. You're sort of knocked off. So you don't want to deal with the discomfort of being in the present, in the state you're in. It's a kind of nasha. An addiction that's difficult to come out of because nobody can help you there but yourself. There's only one way that it goes, and that is downwards. It's known by various names as depression, stress, sorrow, Alzheimer's, schizophrenia. You can take, you mentioned any of the mental illnesses, you can give a name to it. Depending upon its severity. And when there is no desire to come out of it, only divine grace can save you. So, whenever we find ourselves in such a position, such a place where we are going into our comfort zone, into that place of self pity, it's not really a comfort zone in the positive aspect. It's a comfort out of self pity, out of helplessness, out of limiting beliefs. So, the sooner we come out of it, the better it is for us. The solution is in being aware. Just being aware that we are slipping there. We are going into that zone. That awareness will make you alert. And then with practice, you can get rid of it. Initially, it may look very boring, like observing your breath, counting 1 to 5, then 1 to 6, 1 to 7, and so on. It's really very boring. But that muscle of awareness that gets developed as you breathe in and out consciously with using the upadhi of your mind. Mind as a tool, counting as another tool. You get connected to the prana vayu, the life force, which is like a breath of fresh air that drives away the cobwebs of self pity. You will reach a stage where you start avoiding people who engage in self pity. You just don't want to go near them. People who crib, crying all the time, wallowing in self pity. It's mostly out of self love. Self love above all things else. This awareness throws up options, choices that are better than self pity. And when you begin enjoying those choices that you choose without getting caught up in the downward spiraling force of self pity, you will choose better every time. Soon, that force, that downward spiraling force, will lose its energy. It will thin out. It will have no more control. And you will enjoy the breath of fresh air. That itself is divine grace. That awareness that kicked you out of that the suicidal zone of self-pity. Now that you have options, think what you would do if you had a better choice. What choice you would want. Think what will get you there. Whom you will have to reach out to, or where you need to go, how you need to act. What changes I should do within myself. It may be as small as getting 15 minutes up early in the morning, earlier than usual, organizing the day, having a to do list, or at least mentally noting things down, removing the clutter. These are all self discipline. Soon you will forget what it was that you are putting yourself about. It's erased from memory because positive vibrations replace the negative vibrations, because frequencies of positive vibrations are stronger more than the negativity. The negative vibrations are small in number, in just as 25, 30, 35, maybe 50. But positive vibrations are more than 100, 150. So definitely that's what's going to win. It's just as simple as just being aware, being in the moment, being in the presence of your own self, and be knowing where you are. Awareness. So bring all your attention to your breathing. Consciously breathe all the way into yourself, deep into the abdomen, and exhaling all your worries out. Slowly wriggle your fingers and toes. Rub your hands together. Cup your palms. Place it on the eyes. Gently rub your face and open your eyes.